Hello, yeah, welcome to my channel. Thank you for your love in my last video. And in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make the stylish crop top. Okay, it's a bubu crop top and it's very easy to make. So I'm just going to be making use of less than a yard of Ankara fabric, but I'm going to be attaching this cotton plain fabric to the sleeve region and the lower part, as you can see. So the first thing you're going to do is to fold your fabric into four. Okay, remember I said I'm using less than 1 yard of Ankara. So you are going to fold it, and for my length, I'm having 15 inches. Okay, that's for the length. Remember, this is a crop top. That's about my half length. Okay, and on the other side, this is totally dependent on what you want. You are going to be taking in your shoulder measurement divided by 2. In my case, is 7.5. Then you are going to be taking in your sleeve measurements. So this is what I mean. As you can see, I first of all went ahead to mark my shoulder measurement, which is 7.5. Then I went on to measure what was left on that breadth part. Okay, that is going to be the length of my sleeve. I have about 15 inches left there. So after doing that, I went back to the neckline. I'm going to be cutting the front and the neckline together. So I'm using a width of 3 inches for the wideness. Then for the back, I'm using 2 inches depth. That's for the back depth. And for the front, I make use of 3 inches. So this particular crop top will not have joining at the sleeve, and I'm going to be showing you how to cut this. Okay, so you are going to be cutting the back only first, as you can see. Then you have to open it up the way I did. After opening it up, you have to join the two front sides together at the shoulder. You have to hold it together in order to be able to cut out your front depth properly, so that it's not going to affect the back. So I'm just going to go ahead to cut. I didn't capture this totally, but you are going to see what I did. Okay, now after doing that, the next thing you're going to do is just to notch the front, and this is going to give the total neckline. This is what the neckline look like in front and at the back. The front is deeper than the back. So I went ahead to cut long strip of fabric. Okay, and the wideness on fold is about 4 inches. This is going to be the part I'm going to be attaching to the half length of this crop top. So I'm going to be joining this wrong side facing wrong side. Okay, I'm going to be joining this, as you can see. So it's just the total length of what you have from one edge to the other, and I'm going to be doing this off camera. So I cut two strip on fold, very long, as you can see, and I'll be showing you the results after sewing this. So now I went ahead to sew this. So this is what it looked like. Okay, so this is the right side. Now you can see the right side is looking neat. I'm going to be turning the neckline with a bias later on. I'll be doing that off camera too. Now for the sleeve region, when I was sewing the lower part with this burnt orange fabric, plain fabric, I did not sew to the edge completely. I left about 4 inches on both end. So this is one part that I've sewn. That is for the sleeve region, but I'm going to be showing you what I did with the other sleeve. So what I did was to take another long piece of fabric which measures the length of the sleeve region, and I went ahead to flip this crop top. I flip it to the wrong side. Okay, I notch the mid part. Okay, the mid part of the crop top and the mid part of the long strip fabric I'll be joining the same wideness as the lower part, so that's 4 inches. Then I join both at that midpoint, the part I notched. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead to sew this down. Now look at the way I face this, because I'm going to be using this sleeve to turn the rough edge of the opening. You know, it's going to be our opening. I don't want to have any selvage or any part that is giving me this rough surface. So I'm going to be using this strip to turn it to the other side. So after, I'm just going ahead to pin down. So this is what it's going to look like. And I'm going to be sewing the first part from the that mid part. I'm going to be sewing it to the edge. Okay. After doing that, then I'm going to go ahead to flip it over. And after flipping it over, then I'm going to go to the lower end, as you can see. Then I'm going to flip the lower end on this sleeve part that I've already turned to give me that four corner effect. Okay, now please do note that this lower part, before I went ahead to sew it, I also went ahead to turn it on the inside so that the edges can be clean. And this is the final look. Okay, after pressing down, this is what the final look. I went ahead to hem the rough edges on the inside. So this is what it's looking like. I also went ahead to turn the facing with bias, and this is like the final effect, the result rather of it. So what I went ahead to do was to fold this into four, because I'm going to be marking on the outside. Okay, so I'm going to go to the lower end, which is where my waist is going to be, and I'm going to be repeating my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch allowance. So in my case, I use 9 inches. That means, okay, the waist measurement should be like 8 inches, then I added one. Okay, and after doing that, I'm going to determine the opening I want. In this case, the opening I want from the shoulder region is 10 inches. That is the opening for the sleeve. And from that 10 inches, I'm going to impute my bust measurement, which is 9.5. So I'm just going to connect that point to the part of the lower end, which is where the waist is. After doing that, I went ahead to flip to the other side, and I'm going to be marking the same measurement as you can see. So the same measurement I used on the other side, the 9 inches for the waist and the 9.5 inches on the for the bust. That is what I'm going to go ahead to do. So I just went ahead to connect the two parts together, and I'm going to open it up. Then I'm just going to go ahead to stitch this down. Okay, so after stitching, this is what it's looking like. This is what it gave me. I made use of the same color of thread, so it's not really visible as you can see, but I hope you can see it. So that's just the part we're going to be stitching down, and that's just it. Your crop top is ready, and this is what the final effects look on the mannequin. What do you think of this tutorial?